Every once in a while, a single day comes along that feels like an entire year of change just got crammed into 24 hours. Well, we're about to break down one of those days, the moment that background hum of AI innovation suddenly became a roar.
So get ready to mark this date down, November 13th, 2025. This was not just another Thursday. Nope. This is the day the entire conversation around AI, it just completely changed.
So was this really it? The day the future finally showed up? All the signs, all of them, point to one massive conclusion. This was the exact moment AI stopped being a cool feature you play with and started being the invisible infrastructure you live your life on.
Okay, so where does a revolution this big even begin? Well, it starts right here, in your pocket. We're talking about AI on your phone becoming not just some neat little trick, but the absolute standard, the new baseline.
And Exhibit A? Look no further than Google's November Pixel drop. Now, this wasn't just another software update. Oh no. This was a massive statement. They pushed incredibly powerful AI directly onto the device. No cloud connection needed. That's a huge deal.
And just look at what this thing can do. We're talking about the on-device Gemini Nano model running some seriously practical stuff, like real-time scam call detection. Bam! Automatic call notes that transcribe and summarize everything for you. Generative photo editing that's built right in, not in some separate app. It'll even summarize your notifications right on your lock screen. It's seamless, it's actually useful, and here's the kicker, it's all happening right there on your phone.
So yeah, this pretty much confirms it. The era of AI being some standalone app you have to open, it's over. Done. It's now just part of the plumbing. Invisible infrastructure working in the background, making your device smarter. And that, right there, is a monumental shift in what we're all going to expect from our phones. But hey, this shift isn't just about our phones, right? Not even close. At the very same time, AI is making a huge leap from the test lab, the sandbox, to the server room. It's going from a pilot program to full-scale live production in some of our most critical industries.
The change couldn't be more black and white. In 2024, enterprise AI was all about experiments, pilots, proofs of concept. Now, in 2025, it's operational, it's mission critical, it's just infrastructure. The training wheels are officially off.
And if you're looking for the ultimate trust signal, the one that tells you this is real, here it is, the U.S. Federal Reserve. Think about it, one of the most careful, risk-averse organizations on the entire planet is now using Gen AI for mission-critical work, stuff like translating old code and speeding up their move to the cloud. Let me tell you, when the Fed puts AI into production, you know the technology has officially arrived. Game over.
And this isn't just happening in one place. It's a global wave. Over in the EU, you've got the insurance giant Unipol scaling up automation with IBM. In India, Cam's Lens is automating the super complex world of mutual fund compliance. And then you've got global players like Zoho, just proving how valuable this practical, focused AI can be. It's everywhere. And here's a really key point. While everyone was chasing these massive trillion-parameter models, Zoho quietly dropped its 7 billion parameter Zia LLM. And you know what? It's custom-built for what they actually need. It's efficient, it's cost-effective, and it's delivering real business value right now. This is where the hype train cools down and the real work just takes off. Okay, so with all this AI suddenly running mission-critical stuff, a huge question pops up. Who's making the rules for all this? And that brings us to the next massive piece of the puzzle, the rise of global governance and a whole new kind of AI infrastructure.
What we're seeing now is basically a fork in the road for the world's AI backbone. On one path, you've got the huge public cloud platforms we all know. But on the other path, something really interesting is happening. Sovereign AI. Just think of it as secure, private AI that lives on-premise, totally offline. It's for government, defense, any industry where security is everything.
And who's leading this charge? Japan. They are all in on this. You've got companies like DNP and FSAs building these secure solutions specifically for their government and defense. It's basically a blueprint for any country that wants the power of AI, but can't risk sending sensitive data to a public cloud.
At the same time, the rulebook is getting written fast. The EU just finalized its new guidelines for Gen AI. So why does that matter today? Because audits for the fourth quarter are starting immediately. This isn't some far-off policy for next year. This is real, right now, and businesses have to comply.
All right, so we've covered consumers, we've covered enterprise. Now let's talk about the people actually building all this stuff, the developers. Because the very tools they use are having their own AI revolution, and it's making everything faster, smarter, and way more accessible.
First up, let's talk about raw speed. The newest version of Flutter, that super popular framework for building apps, is now hitting 120 frames per second. 120. That is buttery smooth. It just proves that the foundational tools of this new AI era are being built for pure performance.
But the speed is only part of it. The real story is how the whole workflow is changing. I mean, look at this. You've got platforms like Webflow where you can just describe what you want in plain English. The AI then generates the entire app, front end, back end, the whole shebang, and then you just hit deploy. That wall between having an idea and having a working app, it's basically crumbling to dust.
Okay, let's zoom out and put all these pieces together. When you look at everything that happened on and around November 13th, it's not just a bunch of random announcements. You see a coordinated, global, full-stack shift. This wasn't just progress, it was a total phase change. You can see that critical mass hitting all at once: finance, government, consumer tech. This isn't some niche trend happening in a corner of the tech world. No, this is a deep, foundational change to the economy, to technology, and it's happening everywhere, all at the same time. And that means we really need to redefine things. AI isn't an app anymore. It's not just a layer you add on top of your technology. It is the technology. It's the entire stack, an ecosystem that goes all the way from the silicon and the chips and the regulations coming out of the EU to the tools developers are using, and finally to the app that's on your phone. So, let's just be crystal clear about this. What happened on November 13th wasn't just another step forward. It was a phase change. This was the moment AI stopped being an exciting experiment and became essential, operational, and 100% business critical.
This was the day we're all going to look back on as the start of a brand new era. And that leaves us with one energizing and, maybe a little terrifying question. If this is what one day looked like, what in the world are the next 6 months going to bring?